Alrighty, hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the very first episode of Sporty Brains. Today, we start off this podcast with a very special guest, Jillian Ketchum. Alright, thanks for joining us today, Jill.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Alright, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive into the sports?
Well, sure. I grew up in New York, and I started playing hockey when I was 3. And then I eventually went to Penn State, where I was a biology major. And now I play professional hockey in Sweden.
Awesome. Well, could you tell us a little more about your experience as a student athlete at Penn State?
Okay. I really liked it there. I had a lot of offers growing up to go to different schools, but I really like Pennsylvania. It's kind of close to home. But yeah, I did really like it there. It ended up being pretty tough as a bio major. I wanted to be a nurse, but now I'm not really sure. It was definitely pretty hard. I had a lot of hours studying, had to fit it in with the hockey schedule, with on-ice and off-ice training. But yeah, I did really love it there.
Yeah, I bet that must be really hard. I know playing Division I hockey isn't easy as it is, but being a student for bio is also pretty hard. Would you mind telling us a little bit about how your days looked as far as when practice was and when you would balance in school and homework?
Yeah, no problem. I can do that. I usually had some pretty early mornings and a lot of late nights, definitely. Practice was at 9 a.m., so I'd be up at 7 to be at the rink by 8. Had to get some stretches and warm-ups in before. Usually our lift was just in the afternoon. It varied sometimes, just depending on what the other teams were up to. I had my classes, of course. Those were at different times during the day. And then homework, there was a lot of homework, and had to get some extra hours for nursing. Definitely took up a lot of my time, but it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like a pretty crazy schedule. Do you think that playing a sport in college was detrimental to your education or an advantage compared to those students who weren't able or just didn't play sports?
Yeah, there were definitely some good parts and bad parts about it. A lot of stress because definitely with away games, having to study and do homework on the bus, just really late nights. But overall, I think it was definitely beneficial. Gave me an advantage. Hockey kept me motivated to do well in school, so I could still be playing on the team. Yeah, definitely beneficial.
Yeah, so from my personal experience, I found that I was only playing Division III, so it was nearly what Division I was, but I definitely found that it was really hard for me to balance education and hockey, just due to as you get older in college, things get harder, your workload gets more, and it really takes a lot. This caused me to have to quit hockey actually my senior year so that I was able to focus on my education, because obviously that's what we're there for. But I feel like it's just a lot different as a Division I player. You're there for hockey. I mean, obviously to get your degree, but you're there mainly to play a sport, whether it be on a scholarship or what have you. So I definitely think that it's really awesome that you're able to balance so well school and hockey. For me, one of the most beneficial things during my hockey career was the relationships that I built with the girls. I mean, going in as a freshman, you don't really know anyone or much about the school, and having that group up right when you go in was something that was really awesome for me. I had an immediate family, and I felt like that was a huge advantage over people that didn't play sports or didn't have the opportunity to play sports, and that definitely helped me in my education because I was more confident as I went on. What would you say that your experience was with that?
Yeah, that's definitely how it was for me too. Just having that immediate family, everyone kind of takes you under their wing. Everyone's super supportive, and everyone's in the same boat, really. All the upperclassmen, they've all been there before. They know how it feels, so they really want to take care of the freshmen and all the new people. So yeah, definitely, I agree. It's definitely an advantage. It's also nice because the upperclassmen know how to filter through the teachers, tell you which ones are better, which ones are harder, and they can help you with classes and homework and stuff. Yeah, they just help you integrate into the school, socially, definitely hockey-wise, and yeah, it's really a great opportunity to be able to play on a college hockey team.
Well, Jill, it sounds like you had a really good experience and were able to really not only be an amazing hockey player, but also an amazing student. I would have to agree with a lot of the things you said regarding relationships that you build in hockey and how it's very beneficial to be on a sports team with education and socially. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us on the show for such a unique one, as it's the first. And I just want to wish you the best of luck with whatever your future holds.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a good time. I love talking about all this stuff.
Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you again on the next episode.